Good morning, everybody! Good morning! It's JPR, and today I am back with another The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly, this time for Pokemon X and Y. I did one several months ago for Generation 5, and you guys seemed to really like that video, so I'm doing one here for Generation 6, or at least for X and Y, because, you know, Generation 6 technically isn't really over yet until, like, the last games come out. But anyway, I'm getting too into that. Let's get into this. Pokemon X and Y, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good. The Kalos Region Pokedex. 450 Pokemon in it? Really? That is just amazing. I mean, seriously, in the previous regions, when you just walk down the street and you see all these little youngsters everywhere, they all got Rattatas or Pidgeys, and it's just like, whoa, they're so amazing, right? Nah, they suck. The battles get repetitive, and it's just boring. But in X and Y, that does not happen. Pretty much every single trainer has a different group of Pokemon to use against you, so every battle is just unique. You get to see plenty of Pokemon in 3D. Putting 450 Pokemon in the game, oh, it's just amazing. I mean, it really does make up for the small amount of Pokemon that we did get from Generation 6. I mean, I thought Unova had a lot in Black and White too, when they had 300 in the decks, but 450 is just an amazing amount. I am so glad they decided to put 450 Pokemon in the Pokedex. It really added a lot of diversity to the game, even if they were old Pokemon. And overall, it just made battles a lot more interesting. Mega Evolution. I will be completely honest. When they first revealed Mega Evolution through Korokoro, I was like, dude, this is the stupidest crap ever. It's freaking Digimon. I'm done. I quit. I'm leaving right now. But it turns out Mega Evolution was actually a freaking awesome idea. Once you get a hold of the concept, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, your Pokemon that is your favorite actually has like a hidden power within them, and they can unleash that and become like an awesome Pokemon. So that was really an awesome thing for them to do. Actually, I kind of like this idea better than actually giving them real evolutions like they did in Johto and Sinnoh. Some people will be opposed to me. Some people will say, oh, I like Pokemon like Weavile and Yamega. I like this Pokemon too, but I do like the idea of Mega Evolution a little bit more, because it does add a little bit of a twist to a Pokemon that already existed. I also think that Game Freak chose an amazing crowd of Pokemon to give Mega Evolutions to. I mean, the majority of them are all fan favorites. You got Scizor, you got Gyarados, Charizard, Mewtwo, Manectric. You got all of these awesome Pokemon that a lot of people just seem to love. It would have been great to see Arcanine, Zangoose, and maybe a few others, but I am very happy with the crowd that we got. Character customization. Pokemon has always been a game where you have a customizable experience, but you never were able to actually customize your trainer, only your party of Pokemon. But character customization allows you to not only change your Pokemon party, but it can also change your character's appearance. I think it's a great way to represent Pokemon and how individual every trainer is, and it's something we've been begging for a long time. And last but certainly not least, the transition to 3D. Just about every game reviewer has said it. The Pokemon actually feel alive now. They're not just little sprites butting heads in the screen. They are actually 3D modeled creatures that go around and beat the crap out of each other. Every move looks amazing. Every Pokemon looks amazing except for Stunfisk, but you know, he's never gonna look nice, I guess. Again, not only was it a treat to see all the old and new Pokemon in 3D, but it was also a treat to look at all of the old and new moves that had been remastered in 3D and just how amazing they looked. Several moves like Aura Sphere and Psystrike, they all just have amazing animations that you cannot forget. And it really is mind-blowing to see them all for the first time. The bad. The gym leaders of the Kalos region. To be honest, if it weren't for Pokemon Black and White, I would not have a problem with these gym leaders at all. The problem is, Generation 5 gave every single gym leader a personality. You saw them all outside their gym and they all contributed to the overall plot. While the Kalos gym leaders really didn't do any of that besides Clement, but he wasn't actually there for the final battle. But again, every single gym leader was seen outside their gym in Generation 5. They all had some sort of occupation besides their status as gym leader, and that just added to their interesting characters. But 4 of the Kalos region gym leaders are never seen outside their gyms, except for the Battle Chateau. And to be honest, they all have really flat personalities too. But again, I think that's just because Generation 5 focused the most on giving characters personalities. And as I said earlier, Most of these gym leaders didn't even contribute to the plot. In Black and White, all of the gym leaders showed up to aid you in the final battle against Team Plasma, except for these bums! But at least in Black and White 2, it explained why they couldn't get there in time. So I'll cut them a break just this once. The lack of new Pokemon. Okay, as I said earlier, it was great to have all those different Pokemon in the region with a dex of 450 mons, but still, I would have liked to see new Pokemon. New Pokemon are always my favorite part about a new generation. Although the derpy Pokemon do get on a lot of people's nerves, I gotta be honest, I don't really care all that much about the derpy Pokemon. I may hate on them from time to time, but still, I always enjoy seeing new Pokemon no matter how derpy they get. Because even though there are hundreds of Pokemon now, every single one of them is different, and they all fulfill different roles in different ways. Heck, even Stunfisk is creative, at least they gave him a ground and electric type. They could have just went with past generations and made him water electric, but they didn't, so I'll give him credit. But new Pokemon aren't the only thing that's missing from the Kalos region. There is also an extremely low number of new moves that are introduced, and most of them are signature moves like Noble Roar, King Shield, Geomancy, Fairy Lock, and then you have moves like Play Nice, which are literally just the same as Growl. So to be honest, I was incredibly disappointed with all the new moves that were introduced in Generation 6. I always look forward to new moves because they can actually give Pokemon that used to suck in past generations, and it actually gives them a chance to be competitive. Take Zebstrika for example. He has pretty good attack and speed, and he would be an awesome physical attacker, but his move pool pretty much sucks. Like, his only physical moves they can use are like Flame Charge and Wild Charge and Thrash, so he really does need something else. And not just Zebstrika, there are plenty of other Pokemon from all the previous 5 generations that need upgrades. But sadly, because of the lack of new moves in Generation 6, none of them really get a chance to shine. The Ugly. It is a creature that will scar you for life. It is something that should have never been brought into this world. It is the most fatal mistake of mankind. What is this thing, you ask? It is none other than Mega Lucario! Yes, I admit it, I love Mega Evolutions, but Mega Lucario is a piece of junk! It is the destroyer of the OU metagame! Look at this, 145 attack stat, 112 base speed, and it has adaptability, plus access to close combat and Aura Sphere. Are you kidding me? Who at Game Freak thought that this wouldn't be a destructive force? And who in the Game Freak building decided it was a good idea for Karina to give a Mega Stone for Lucario to everybody who plays the game? Are you kidding me? Okay, I gotta be honest, guys. I could not think of anything to go underneath the Ugly because pretty much everything about Pokemon X and Y is all good. I just wanted to pick on Mega Lucario because I always do that. There are a couple of other little things in the game, such as a very short post-game and an overall lack of difficulty, but those are things that can be fixed easily with a sequel or a third installment game. I will probably revisit the 6th generation once the remaining games are released. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe so you can get notifications whenever my new videos are coming out. And as always, thanks for watching.